Well, I'm an amateur beekeeper in west central Georgia. I usually only have somewhere between 4 and 8 hives. A couple of years ago, I lost all but one of them to varroa mites, and I pretty much made a promise to myself I was going to get out of it. I couldn't face the frustration anymore, but I'm still at it, which means I'm learning new ways to do it wrong. I have to confess, though, most days I do enjoy it. A few weeks ago, I caught a swarm by using a bed sheet. It was a procedure I had learned watching something on the internet. A couple days after I caught that swarm, I went to check on it and realized that one of my old hives was swarming. That's what I'm catching on film right here. First I heard the swarm, and then I saw it. And for those of you who don't keep bees, these bees have left one of my hives to set up a new colony somewhere. They land on a limb like they're doing here, and they stay there with their queen. It can be a matter of hours, sometimes a day or two, I'm told, while some of the other bees that are called scouts go out and try to find a new home place for them. But what I want to do is catch this swarm and put them in a hive box so that eventually I can get some honey from them. So that's what I catch on film here, and hope you enjoy it. So there's the swarm. It's all knotted up. And I'm going to see if I can get it out of that tree and into a box. So what I've done, I went ahead and got me a brood chamber, and I went ahead and put a feeder on top with a screen above that I have strapped on tightly. My reason for doing that is that it's about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, and I kind of want to close the bees up until evening, but I'm afraid that it's a warm day and they might die. So I put the screen on top, and I think that way they'll get enough ventilation to take care of them until this evening, if I can get them into the box. Plus, they will be able to get up into the feeder and eat about a gallon of sugar water that I put up there for them. So what I'm getting ready to do, I'm going to put a blanket on the ground underneath the swarm. A couple of days ago, I had another swarm that I was able to capture this same way. On that one, though, I had to bump the limb and let the bees fall into the blanket, which worked okay. On this one, though, I'm going to try to get on a small ladder and just cut the limb and then gently bring it down to the blanket and bump it just a foot or so off the ground, and then see if the bees will march into the hive. I know it sounds crazy, but if it works, you'll probably be just as amazed as I was when I saw it work the other day. So let's give it a try. So here's my getup. I put my sheet down. I secured it with screws there at the entrance to the hive. You want them to have something to climb up on. I put some bricks just to kind of hold it down on the side in case a burst of wind blows up. Ideally, it would be smoother, the sheet would, but I'm in a pasture, so there's a lot of wild grass is kind of holding it up. And I got my ladder there, and I'm getting ready to go up into the tree and see if I can get it. I'm going to cut all of the little branches under the swarm just in case it detaches and falls before I can get it down. That way it will not hit anything on the way down, and it will end up where I want it to on the blanket. Here we go. This is a pretty stout limb. It's probably 1.5 inches in diameter. I'm going to try my pruning shears first, and if not, then I've got a little saw here that I'm sure will do the job, but it might knock the cluster loose, so that's my concern. This cluster is like jello, so I think I'm just going to bump it and see what happens. You will hope for the best. I just got me a sweet gum stick here. Looks like the cluster is right over the blanket. So here we go. Let's see what they do. Take you right up there where they are. That's the bulk of the swarm right there. I'm just hoping that some of them will start walking up and the others will join them. And I'm very much hoping that the queen is in there somewhere and she will follow suit. So let's just sit tight. And just hold the blanket. I see the queen right there, trust me. We have the queen if she'll just go inside. See how these bees are going up on the backside? That's not what we want, but they're doing instinctively what we want them to do, which is to climb up. So incidentally, while the bees were swarming initially, I kept saying over and over, please land low. Please land low. And that's what they did, which is why I'm able to do this by myself. If they had been high, it would have been considerably more difficult. I'm a songwriter by trade, and I'm thinking I might write a song called Please Land Low. Okay, look, here they go in the front. I'll get the camera and bring it close so you can see it. The good thing here is that the swarm is not forming again on the branch up in the tree. So maybe they're all satisfied. I don't know how they know this, that maybe the queen is down here. Now look at them. They're starting to move up. I have had an amazing reversal of fortune. A little while ago when I turned the camera off, it was because the bees all left the sheet and were starting to swarm again. I was watching where they were going to land and noticed that there were about 20 bees on the sheet. I came back and one of them was the queen. I don't know how bees communicate that, but somehow word got out that she was on the sheet. And look, all of the bees are here. I was actually able to pick her up, the queen, put her on the edge of the entrance, and basically brushed her into the hive. And I'm hoping that she is still there, judging from the traffic. See? Judging from the traffic, they are satisfied she's in there somewhere. So I'll keep watching and I'll turn back on in just a little while. Incidentally, the bees are very docile at a time like this. And so I'm not wearing a mask or gloves. I should be, but I got in a hurry and forgetful. So I'm fortunate. Let me turn the camera around. The bees are really starting to work their way in now. I'm holding the blanket up a bit to kind of flatten the surface and encourage them to go inside. You and I know, of course, that the queen can come out just as quick and leave me without any bees here, but so far so good. Those ones that are on the front, I trust, will come down and go inside at some point. You can see here that some of the bees have already made it up into the top of the hive. This is the sugar water, so they're up in the feeder. Later on I will cover this up, but I just want them to have ventilation for now. So here's the deal. The queen came back out again. I'm not sure that she liked her new home. And I was able to find an entrance reducer close by. So I went ahead and closed off the bottom, but again, you'll notice that the top is screen wire over the feeder. So they're gonna have plenty of air and ventilation. And I think I'm just going to leave it like this, maybe until tomorrow morning. There are some bees here that did not make it in. But again, I'm afraid that if I wait, Mama's gonna come out and disappear. And as we have already seen, wherever she goes, everybody follows. But I'm satisfied she's in there for now. I think these other bees will stay close by. You might notice that the hive has some writing on it that says Baba Kambar. I was introduced by a friend to the idea of naming the boxes according to streets where I have lived over the years. Baba Kambar is in a city in northern Afghanistan where I lived in 2008 for the summer. It's a wonderful experience. And this is where the bees are going to be living going forward.
Well, I can hear the roar 50 feet away, and I can see you swarm on this April day. Yeah, I know you might go to the top of the tree, but ladies, won't you please be nice to me? Won't you please land low? Come on down to the lowest branch. Please land low. Won't you give me a fighting chance? Please land low. Please land low. Well, it really is a quite remarkable thing to watch you leave with your lovely queen. But just think of all the work you're gonna have to do. Right. When I have got the perfect little place for you, right here. Now, haven't I been good to you? I gave you sugar water when the nectar was through. I worry about you on the winter nights. I stopped the beetles and varroa mites. Please land low. It's the least you can do. Come down to the lowest branch. Please land low. Won't you give me a fighting chance? Please land low. Come on, please land low. I put you on my Instagram. If you just land low, how low can you go? I got a little blanket on the ground and come on, baby, please land low. That's right. Please